This one small activity completely changed my life in the last 10 months. Before I tell you what it is, if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Khyatt. I am a 22-year-old entrepreneur. Around 10 months back, I decided not to do an MBA despite getting calls from a lot of top IIMs and B schools in favor of building my own business. And on this channel, I document my journey. I tell you the mistakes that I've made and what I've learned from it. So, the activity that I'm talking about is one that has had a massive influence on my life in the last 10 months. It has changed the way I think, and I think it has led to a lot of personal growth. I want to tell you how I picked up this habit, and then I will tell you how it helped me and how it helped change my life completely. So, for those who don't know, I aspired to become a professional cricketer. I played cricket for I think 10 years of my life. I started when I was 12, and I only very recently admitted to myself that I just wasn't good enough. So I started out when I was 12. I've had one coach throughout my cricketing lifetime. His name is Mr. Jai Prakash Patel. Now that is a man that I respect probably above anyone else in my life, and he's a man of a lot of wisdom, and when he says something, I listen to him. So he was once telling me that he bathes with cold water every day. He has cold showers every day. It was the kind of thing that you would marvel at first. You would feel that it's a great thing to do, but then you would just forget and you would go on about your day. But then he went on to tell me an additional detail. He said, the real reason why I bathe with cold water, and a lot of people don't understand this. They feel why I go through the pain every day, but the real reason that I do it is that every time I do it, I come out with a small sense of pride, with a small sense of accomplishment, because it is not a very enjoyable activity. It is tough, it is painful, and so every time I do it, I come out of the shower feeling like I have accomplished something, I have achieved something. And it makes me feel like even though there are other difficulties or other uncomfortable situations in my life, maybe I can deal with all of them just like I dealt with the cold water. And those words completely turned my life around, because when I started thinking about what he said, it just made so much sense to me. Like when you do those things, and when you have an extremely painful and extremely difficult experience early in the morning, it sets your day up, and plus it makes you think about all the other things that you do in a completely different light. So I decided to implement it in my own life. I started doing it in February of 2024, and I've been doing it ever since. And we're in December, so this is probably the toughest month to have a bath with cold water. But I've been going, I haven't stopped yet. And I have noticed a significant shift in my life ever since I started doing it, because at its core, it's a very painful experience. It's something that you dread. It's not something that you enjoy. So before you are about to enter the shower, you can almost feel the cold water hitting your body, and it's already quite cold, and just the experience, like it's not something that you look forward to. But after doing it for this long, I have come to realize that dealing with pain, dealing with discomfort, dealing with things that you don't enjoy doing is a skill. And that the more you practice that skill, the better you get at it. So doing it every morning, day after day, even though you're not enjoying it, reinforces that skill, and just you keep on getting better at that skill. And the effects of this entire activity really became apparent in the last few months, because I've been trying a lot of new things in the last few months. There's a lot of stuff that I've just started doing. So I started creating content on Instagram, which was very difficult at first, because I wasn't used to coming in front of a camera and talking. Then I started a weekly newsletter, which was difficult again because I hadn't written in a while. Then I started a YouTube channel, which once again I hadn't done all of that. And the initial period, the initial month, 2 months of each of those activities were incredibly painful and uncomfortable, because I just hadn't done them before. But like each activity that I did was slightly easier than the previous one. So creating content was tough, but then writing the newsletter was a little easier. Starting the YouTube was a little easier, and now we're doing a lot of new things at the agency. We're experimenting every day. All of that is slightly easier. And I have come to the conclusion that that ability of my brain to deal with tough things, to deal with difficult things, to deal with uncomfortable situations has been practiced every day for the last many months. When I have that cold shower, that my body and my brain has become accustomed to dealing with that pain and to dealing with that discomfort. So it doesn't feel as big of a deal anymore. For anyone who asks why should I even put myself in these uncomfortable situations in the first place, the answer is without discomfort and without pain, there is no growth. So if you want to do anything worthwhile with your life, you have to deal with discomfort, you have to deal with prolonged periods of pain and uncertainty. And that is when you grow. So to anyone listening, my recommendation is try doing what I did. Try having a bath with cold water every day, have a cold shower. I think it had a huge impact on my life. It made me realize that there are a lot of things that initially I feel like I can't do them, or initially they feel very tough, but as I continue to practice that skill every day, it's going to become easier to a point where ultimately it just becomes an extension of what I do. It becomes second nature. And that just goes for any activity or any skill that you want to build or anything that you want to do in your life. Just get into the practice of dealing with the uncertainty and the discomfort initially, and then you will be on your way. So maybe this is something that you should try out. If you haven't done it yet, start having a cold shower. Maybe now is not the best time to do it because it's already quite cold, but you could start middle of the year, around May, June, then continue doing it and not stop even when the winters arrive. Hopefully it has as much as a transformative impact on you as it did on me. And regardless, let me know if this is something that you tried out or would want to try out in the comments. If you enjoyed the content, then consider subscribing to the channel, and I will be back with more such videos soon. Thanks for watching.